So you jump into the stock market and you have the goal of making money. Well, unfortunately, not every single investment that you pick is going to be a winner. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about not only the good side of my portfolio, not only those winners that I do have, but also the losers in my portfolio, just to give you guys full transparency. And hey, if you are new here to the channel, you haven't been here before, my name is Dalton. I talk about all things investing with my tips, tricks, and insight into the stock market. So if that's something that interests you, you're looking to increase the size of your portfolio, quickly jump down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell notification. You will not want to miss the videos that I'm putting out. All right, so as I jump into my stock portfolio on the Robinhood app, as I said, if you guys have not been to my channel before, I primarily do something what is called the Robinhood challenge, where I invest $100 every single week. So I've been doing this for a long time, well over a year now, and I want to show you guys some of those results real quick. So over the past day, I was able to capitalize on $67. The past week, I'm up $182.66. The past month, we're up $404. And over the past 3 months, we're looking at a $577 return. And over the past year, up $495 or 6.83%. Now, what's interesting about my investment style is I'm a long-term dividend investor, and really I don't invest more than that $100 limit. I typically try and stay within that realm. So if you're kind of wondering, what type of results can you expect if you don't have a ton of money to be putting into the stock market, but you are consistent, this is the type of thing, this is the type of portfolio you might want to follow along just to get that insight on. So in this video, as I mentioned, I wanted to talk about my investments in general. I have $100 to invest right now, but I also just want to talk about what has made me the most money so far and what has, not had the returns that I had wanted up until this point. So let me just jump into a few here. So what I'm going to do to determine some of those best returning stocks is go to my total return. And you can see there are some negative here, and I'm going to give you full transparency into my entire portfolio so you know every stock I'm investing in and the returns that I'm seeing from each one. So SPHD at the top there, down $100. The next one I'm down $60, down close to $4, and then down $40. But here's where it takes a turn. Apple, invested in them right before the stock split. I'm up $125 off of one share that is soon to be 4 different shares. That is awesome right there. $41 on Johnson & Johnson, $155 on Microsoft. These are, really, really solid numbers, especially for the low amount of shares that I have invested in. One thing that I've done with this portfolio in particular is I've really diversified myself, almost too diversified. I own about 20 stocks for this $7,700 portfolio. So I started cutting back. Before I was at like 26, 27 stocks. I've shaved it down to 20, and I might shave it down even more just to take advantage of all the money that I'm putting in. There is such a thing as being too diversified, and that's what I'm trying to avoid here. So as you keep going, you can see the positive numbers. There's another one that's negative almost $45 now, but really these ones are just pretty stable because I don't own too many of them. And the ones at the bottom there, those are just free stocks that I got from referrals, so I don't necessarily count those in my portfolio, PSEC and AMRS. Looking at the biggest return, I think it's pretty easy to see what has the highest percentage return in my portfolio. That is going to be Microsoft. So if I click into Microsoft and scroll down a little bit, you can see that I am able to recognize a 48.77% return if I were to sell right now. Now, as I said, very long-term portfolio here. I don't want to sell these anytime soon. I actually want to increase the position in a lot of these stocks. And even if it's not my biggest winner, I'm still looking to invest more, dollar cost average in, and drive costs down. But Microsoft, ones like this, it's really great to look back on, give yourself a pat on the back. Hey, I invested in this at a great time. Wish I could have capitalized on more money. But hindsight in the stock market is always 20/20. You're going to be able to identify so much looking back, and it is annoying to see, I missed out on a lot of potential money here, but really I'm more diversified and I'm still making sound investment in companies that I really want to be investing with. Now, I think it's important to not get too worried when your stocks, aren't going the way that you want them to. You are going to lose money at different periods of time on the stock market. And if I look at my highest holding, SPHD here, this is one of my very favorite ETFs out on the market. If I look at them over the past 3 months, you can see they're starting to make that steady decline. But over the past year, look at this very, very significant drop you see. This was in part due to the pandemic situation. Well, I would say in part it's mainly due to the pandemic situation, and we are seeing a bit of a recovery here. So where it was hovering, you know, around $44, $45, it is now dropped, and it went all the way down to as low as $28.55. Now, me being a sound investor, you know, I wasn't trying to panic sell. You never want to panic sell. That is just, you know, if you are investing in these stocks, you know, where I'm investing at $44, $45, I see value in them back then. So why, if they drop down, would I want to go ahead and sell off my position? I actually want to increase more and more so I can capitalize on the returns. So as this ETF was diving, I was actually capitalizing on the lower prices, and I kept buying in. So if you actually look into my history of when I was buying these, you can see I continually bought them as the share prices went down, and I was able to capitalize. So you can see SPHD limit buy there for $25. So when it was super low, I was still buying into it. And that's exactly what you want to do in any market. If it's going up, if it's going down, never try too hard to time it, because that is nearly impossible. There are some people who have done it, but it is so impossible to time the market. If anyone says that they can know exactly when it's going to do what, I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you. They're freaking genius if they can actually do it. But no one that I know of is actually able to time the market. So don't get, you know, too nervous about investing when the market's really high or when it's really low. But as I look at SPHD, you can see it's only down 5%. This was probably closer to 20%. And people ask me, when do you start reinvesting into these? When do you look to pick up more shares if it gets below a certain percentage? And you know what? When any of my stock investments go below 10%, when they're down 10%, I'm really thinking, all right, let's go all in. Let's get as many shares as we possibly can and just try and drive the cost down. And that way, when we have a turnaround, it's going to bounce up much higher. So that's what I look to do on a lot of these different stocks. And some of them have been down pretty significant values, but I'm going to go into some of those right now. So we all know that financial industry has taken a hit from this whole situation. So Citigroup was one that I was investing in, and you can see not too long ago, they were close to $80, $90. They were really, really hovering up there and maintaining pretty consistently over the past 5 years. I mean, look at them. This might indicate another solid buy-in opportunity for them. But if I scroll down, you can see right now I'm down 22% on them. Is it a good time to buy into financial companies? Who knows? There's a lot of issues going on within banking right now, and I really, it's tough for me to say go in, because one, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what investments to make. And two, there are so many other stocks and ETFs on my radar that I'm really interested in buying into. But for this right now, my plan is to just hold and see what happens. Another one that I am holding that is currently not at a great spot right now is Cisco. So if I scroll down, I'm down 9.24% on Cisco, almost that 10% that I was just talking about. But the thing is, watching these and watching the rallies is always just very interesting. And most of my stocks at one point, because of this pandemic, were actually negative, and just having that thick skin and not selling off, I was able to capitalize and, you know, hold, and now I'm positive. So overall, due to the current market situation, I feel like my portfolio performance has been slumped quite a bit, but it's not something that I am getting too down on, because I know the goal of this portfolio, and understanding your goal as an investor is extremely important. Just being up in a position where I'm at right now, I mean, I still have 40, 50 years to invest my money and try and grow this account as big as I possibly can. But for now, I'm very satisfied with what I'm seeing, even just being positive in this situation with everything going on. I mean, we are close to market highs right now too, so that does play into it. And it'll be interesting to see what happens post-election, where we're going to be at with the market, what it heads to. Is it going to go even higher or lower? In my mind, I have my own personal opinions around that. So if you are interested in that, let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, took anything away, make sure you smash that like button. It really helps me out with that YouTube algorithm. And anyways, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video, and have a great day.